technique tip for the day, and today we're talking about leaning at the piano or side-to-side movements of the torso. Now, it's very common to see people moving their torso around when they're playing, but what we're talking about isn't just an affect of the music we're playing and how we're feeling about it. It's actually how to choreograph the movements of our torso in the same way that we can choreograph the movements of the hand and the wrist and the arm, even to the shoulder. So check this out. What we want when we play is to keep the center of our mass, so in other words our torso, towards the center of whatever we're playing. And we can kind of see this pretty clearly. So if I'm playing here at the center of the keyboard, this makes sense. My arms look very natural, etc. Well, what if I'm playing down here? Well, this becomes very awkward. So a lot of times students will get up and they'll scooch their bum on the bench. But of course, if we're playing a piece where we have to move across, like that example from the beginning, I can't really do that. So I have to be able to lean down, and now look, this natural position of my arms. Same thing when I go up the keyboard, I lean over, and look at that, nice, beautiful, natural position. So what we're gonna do is, as I lean down, I'm actually gonna roll up onto my left hip. So my right hip is slightly off here, and that's gonna help me keep my torso relatively straight, so my shoulders are flat. They're not sort of crooked like this. And then as I lean up the other way, I'm gonna roll onto the other hip like this. Now this might seem a little awkward. It does require some core strength. And at first, it can be really hard to hold that position, but over time it gets easier. What this does is it helps me keep this alignment between my fingers, my wrist, my arm, my upper arm, my shoulder, so that all my joints are in the best position possible to generate force and movement so that I can have fluid technique all across the keyboard. So I start with this example because I'm playing lower on the keyboard, leaned over like this. And then as I play up the keyboard, my arm moves, but my torso actually facilitates that movement. So when I get to the top note here, look at that. My fifth finger is relatively aligned with my arm. If I didn't do that, it might look something like this. Yeah, see I missed a note there? See how much more awkward that just looks? It looks very awkward.